welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me for another video. If you haven't already, please feel free to hit the subscribe button down below and you will get notified when I upload a new video. I try to upload twice a week with lots of new mum content, so if that's something you are interested in, if you're pregnant or you're a new mum, do hit the subscribe button. So today I'm just filming a quick video of my newborn essentials. So I have a he'll be 13 weeks old tomorrow, a little baby boy called Joel, and this is what I've been finding that I can't really live without. And I will also kind of just touch on at the end of the video what I haven't really found as useful and what you could maybe save your money on. So before we get into the video, I just want to do like a little disclaimer, just to say that I am by no means an expert. I am a new mum, a first time mum myself, and this is literally just what has been useful for me and for my baby. Obviously every baby is different, but this is kind of what I found useful, and also a lot of other mums that I've spoken to have loved most of these products as well. So yeah, just wanted to throw that out there before we start this video. So the first item that I absolutely cannot live without, and this has probably been the top of my list so far, is the nappy caddy. So I wasn't actually going to buy one of these, and then I got gifted one and I thought, well, I have seen them quite a lot on Instagram, they seem to be useful, so I'll give it a go, why not? Oh my god guys, it has been such a lifesaver. So I think especially if you live in a house like we do, you don't want to keep having to run up and down the stairs all day to get your baby changed. So I've got one of these in the lounge, and then I also have another one next to his changing mat in the nursery, just with all of his nappy stuff in, because I just personally find that easier than having to go in and out of a drawer. Nappy caddies aren't very expensive. They are, I think my large one for the lounge, it was a gift, but I've seen them on Amazon. I think they're about between like 10 and 15 pounds. And then my smaller grey one that again was a gift, is in the nursery, and that was no more than 10 pounds. So they're really not expensive, and they are so handy. I cannot even tell you, you will not be able to live without one, I promise you. So this is the nappy caddy that I have downstairs in the lounge, and this was about 10 or 15 pounds on Amazon. And obviously I've just got nappies in this section. I keep my muslins, there's some bibs and some socks in there as well, because he does get cold feet quite a lot of the time, in this section. And then there's a little comforter in there as well, if he ever wants that on his play mat or while I'm changing him. And then I've got a portable changing mat in here. This was £5 in Matalan. Some cotton wool pads just in case we have a really messy poop and I just need a bit of extra something to wipe it up with. Some talc, haven't actually used that yet. Some nappy cream, baby wipes and nappy sacks. So that's all in my downstairs one, and this one is quite large, so this one stays in the lounge. And then over here, so we've got our changing mat on top of the cot, so I like to keep this nappy caddy next to that, so it's just handy for me to grab everything, and it just sits on top of his toy basket. So in the front here, he's got a little squeaky teething toy. He's not teething yet, but he likes the squeaker. This is the Sophie the giraffe toy. So this is just something to distract him with if he's hungry while we're trying to change him. It seems to calm him down a bit. I've got two dummy clips in here as well, so they're just there if I want to just grab one to go out with for the day. And then I don't know why I keep this in here, because he's not teething yet, but he is getting quite dribbly now and he's 13 weeks old, so I'll probably give this to him just to like chew on soon, but he's definitely not teething yet. But I got him a personalised teething ring from a company on Etsy, so I just keep that in there for the moment. Baby nail clippers. He's got baby nail scissors in there as well, and his little baby hairbrush, and there's a comb somewhere in there as well, but they don't stay upright very well. So that's in the front. This one is slightly smaller, so I think this one was about £7 or £8 on Amazon. It has pockets all the way around if you want to keep some other stuff like dummies in there or something like that. So obviously nappies in the back section. I've got nappy sacks in there, and I just keep my nipple cream in there as well. Not that I'm really using it anymore, it's kind of just for the early days postpartum, but that's in there if I need it. Baby wipes. This is some coconut oil because he does get quite dry bits on his head, so I put this on after his bath and just brush it through with a hairbrush. And then we've got some nappy cream in there as well. So yeah, that's the one in the bedroom, but honestly, get yourself a couple of these. Maybe if you live in a house, you can have one upstairs, one downstairs. They are honestly such a lifesaver. So item number 2 is the Hacker. So these are for sale on the Hacker website, but you can buy them a lot cheaper on eBay as well. And also Aldi Mamia did another version which was quite a lot cheaper. These, as you've just seen in the clip, it's like a little silicone handheld breast pump. So you pop it on one side, and I would recommend these if you are going to be breastfeeding, or even if you're combi feeding, because when you're doing a breastfeed, it catches a lot of the milk on the other side. Or even if you're pumping on one side, with a breast pump, it will still catch the milk on the other side. And in the beginning, when I was exclusively breastfeeding, I used one of these, and I exclusively breastfed for the first 4 weeks of having Joel, and it was honestly so amazing. It caught so much milk, it would sometimes be like half full, just from me literally having it there and not even doing anything. So if you're planning on breastfeeding or combi feeding, I would definitely recommend getting one of the Hackers. Item number 3, this is going to be a really obvious one. Everyone will probably tell you this, that you've spoken to, but muslins. Muslins, muslins, muslins. You are literally going to need all of the muslins that you can get. I think we ended up with about 18 because I bought quite a few myself, and then I got gifted quite a few as well. But muslins are so handy, especially because you just don't know what your baby's going to be like. If you've got quite a sicky baby, like unfortunately Joel has been because he's got really bad reflux, if you've got a really sicky baby, you're going to get through probably about 3 muslins per day, and you don't want your washing machine on every day because it's going to cost a lot of money and you won't have time to do the washing every single day. So yeah, a massive stash of muslins in the nursery just to grab when you need them is so handy. I lay one on his playmat, so there's one on his playmat all the time in case he's sick when he's playing. There's one in his pram, in the carry cot of his pram, because obviously he's lying down and I don't want him to be sick on his pram sheets. And then we also have one in his next to me crib, again because I don't want to be washing his sheets all the time, so then I can just chuck the muslin in the wash and yeah, be done with it. So yeah, muslins, I cannot tell you enough. Get so many muslins. You'll probably be gifted some as well. And also in your hospital bag, I only took 3 muslins in with me, and obviously where he was quite sick for the first 24 hours of his life because they sick up a lot of mucus after the birth, I probably would have said that I needed maybe 5 or 6 muslins with me because I was in for 30 hours, yeah, just over 24 hours after he was born. So yeah, definitely take extra muslins in your hospital bag as well. I think especially with COVID at the moment, Steve had to come and drop down some more muslins to me, and I had to walk all the way down and meet him outside because he couldn't come into the hospital. So especially at the moment with the whole COVID thing and not being allowed visitors after you've given birth, including your husband, I would definitely say to take extra muslins with you. So yeah, I've got this handy little basket that I got in HomeSense, and I keep all of my muslins in here. A lot of them are in the wash at the moment, but I just roll them up and keep them in here. And obviously I've just gone for all white and grey muslins to match the nursery, but you can get loads of cute little designs. They've got quite a few in Primark at the moment that are quite nice, so yeah, definitely stock up on all the muslins that you can get. Next one on my list is a bit of a controversial one. It will be the dummy. So I was very anti-dummy before I had Joel, and I know a lot of pregnant women are still very anti-dummy before they have their first child. And honestly, within the first week of his life, I ordered some dummies. It had to be done. He was basically just wanting to use my boob as a dummy and not necessarily feeding all the time. It makes you so sore. You don't have time for them to be doing that necessarily all the time. So honestly guys, maybe just get a dummy as a backup, and then if you're finding after a week or so that you think you might need to try it, then at least you've got it there and you won't have to wait a few days for one to arrive in the post. They're not very expensive. I think I got 2 of the Tommy Tippy orthodontic newborn size dummies for about £5 for 2 of them, and they are 0 to 3 months. No, sorry, 0 to 2 months. So I've actually packed those away now and ordered him some personalised ones. But yeah, honestly, dummies are a bit of a lifesaver, and I know a lot of mums who were anti-dummy, and then as soon as their baby arrived, they did the complete opposite to what they thought they would do, and that does actually happen quite often. So yeah, maybe just get some dummies as a backup, and I promise you, probably there's an 80% chance, maybe a little bit higher, that you will end up using them at some point if your baby takes to them.
So these are the dummies that I went for. They're the Tommy Tippy newborn orthodontic soothers, and they are for 0 to 2 months, and I think it was like £5 for 2 of them, and I got these on eBay.
So the next one that I'm going to talk about is the Swaddles. So I was actually gifted a set of 3 gorgeous Swaddles from Lusso Babies, and I have a discount code for that over on my Instagram page. But these have been so good for getting Joel to sleep through the night. And like I said at the beginning, every baby is different, but Joel has been sleeping through the night since about 8 weeks old, since we've started swaddling him. And it could just be a coincidence, because I'm now, where he's a bit bigger and getting a bit too big for the Swaddles now, I have started using a sleeping bag on him at night time, and he still sleeps through, but he is a little bit more sort of like fidgety than he was when he was in the swaddle. So it's a swaddle wrap, and it basically just velcros around the baby, keeps all of their arms tucked in so they're nice and snug, especially for really tiny little newborn babies. They've obviously been in your tummy for such a long time, and they're used to being all snug in there, and then suddenly they're in this massive crib and they're tiny in this crib, and they need to feel secure, and you obviously can't hug them all night because you need to sleep as well. So Swaddles have been a lifesaver for us. They stop him from startling himself awake, which is what tiny babies do quite a lot of the time. And they come in the ones that we got come in a set of 3, and they're almost like a stretchy material, so they're a lot easier to get on than some of the fabric ones that I bought and tried myself beforehand. So yeah, I would definitely recommend that. If you head over to my Instagram page, it's Lusso Babies, and I've got a 20% discount off those, or just shop around online. There's so many different lovely designs of Swaddles out there, but I definitely recommend having them just to try. And then if it doesn't work for your baby, or your baby doesn't like being swaddled, then you can always just sell them on or return them. But yeah, I definitely recommend at least just trying them.
So these are the Swaddles that I have from Lusso Babies, and there's a gorgeous grey one, a star print one and an elephant print one, and they come in this lovely packaging as well, and they are super soft.
And while we're on the subject of that, I would say definitely get some cellular blankets as well, especially if you're having a summer baby, because you don't want like a really thick fluffy blanket on them, and cellular blankets have the little holes in, so they're really breathable. So we've got 3 of those, and he had the odd night at the beginning before we started trying the Swaddles, that he would just sleep with a blanket like tucked into the sides of the cot. But then when he got to about 3 or 4 weeks old, he got a little bit more wriggly and he would just kick the blanket off. So blankets are good for the beginning, but then I think Swaddles or sleeping bags are better for when they start wriggling around. But yeah, anyway, so the blankets, even if you don't use them for night time, they're really good to have in the pram, or for like just to have in the lounge for like a daytime nap if you want to wrap the baby up and they're sleeping on you. I definitely recommend just getting a couple of cellular blankets. I know Aldi have a gorgeous set of 2, like a white one and a grey one, and they've got some other colours as well, so maybe have a look in there. And I think they're no more than about £10 for 2 blankets, so definitely have some of those put by.
So these are the cellular blankets, and I think Asda have this set of 2 for £7 at the moment.
So the next one is, it's going to be an obvious one again, but our Next to Me crib. So I would recommend these because, like with the, it was out of that or the Snuzz Pod for us, but the Next to Me crib, I think we found it in the Mother Care closing down sale, and it was a really good price, so we ended up buying that one in the end. But both of those cribs, the sides come off. So obviously for the first 6 months of the baby's life, they recommend that baby is in your room with you, just for like safety reasons. And the side comes down on these cots, so in the night time we found it really handy if Joel stirs and I just need to put his dummy back in, or just put my hand on his chest to help him settle again. It's really handy that the side is down on the crib, so I can literally just reach in and do that. I can't imagine having like a Moses basket or something that I would actually have to like sit up and look into. So something like a Next to Me crib or a Snuzz Pod, definitely invest in one of those, because the fact the side comes off them is so handy, and they can also attach to the bed as well. And I know with the Snuzz Pod, I think the new Snuzz Pod, the top bit comes off, so you can then use it as like a carry cot around the house with you as well.
So this is our Chico Next to Me crib. We've gone for the Next to Me Dream crib. I do actually need to put the sheet in the wash today, so please do ignore that. And obviously, as you can see, we've decided to go for the side down option, but it can be up as well if you didn't want it so close to the bed. And then there's the straps underneath that just attach to your bed, just for obviously safety if you've got the side down. And then we always just keep a blanket and a muslin over it in here, and then that's just a little pool toy to help him get to sleep. But yeah, I would definitely recommend one of these rather than like a Moses basket, just because it's so easy in the night when I'm asleep just to reach over and put his dummy in to resettle him. I don't have to like stand up or get out of bed and look over the crib. It's just honestly so much easier. I don't have to sit up in bed. Now I've got one of these, I can just literally lean my arm across. So yeah, this is, as I said, it's a Chico Next to Me Dream, but I really like the Snuds Pods as well, so both of them are quite similar.
So if you're planning on formula feeding or even combi feeding, 100% I would recommend getting a prep machine. We started introducing formula when Joel was about 4 weeks old, and we had a week without a prep machine. And let me just tell you now, when your baby is screaming for a feed and you have to boil the kettle, pour the boiling water and mix it with the formula, and then stand there running this bottle under a cold tap for about 5-10 minutes waiting for it to cool down and be a safe drinking temperature, you are going to go insane. So please invest in a prep machine. I think we got ours off Facebook Marketplace for about £20, but they're only about £60 brand new, and you just need to make sure you change the filters on them regularly, and they're perfectly safe, they're fine. It just makes formula feeding so much easier, and the time it takes to prep a bottle compared to boiling the kettle and having to cool that water down, the prep machine literally takes about 2 minutes and your bottle is done. So yeah, if you're going to do anything with formula feeding, please invest in a prep machine. It will literally be such a lifesaver, I can't even tell you.
So this is the Tommy Tippy Perfect Prep machine that we have, and this is currently £60 in John Lewis.
So next thing on my list is a baby swing, or like a baby rocker. So we have the Joy 2-in-1 Serena swing, and it's been absolutely amazing. And for us, it was out of this one or the 4 Mums Mummaroo, can't pronounce it, which is basically a very sort of sleek design, and it's quite good for space saving. But we ended up going for the Joy swing in the end because it just had a few more features than the 4 Mums Mummaroo baby rocker. So with our swing, it can swing side to side, and then you can turn the seat round so it can swing back and forward as well. And then the other thing we really liked about it is the fact that you can unclip the seat and the seat comes off, so you don't have to bother with getting a baby bouncer as well, so you can save yourself some money there, save yourself some space. And you can just take this seat around the house with you, so if you need it, if you want to have a shower and you want the baby in the bathroom, you can use it for that, or put the baby in front of the TV to watch some sensory videos. So the Joy Serena 2-in-1 swing, I'd highly recommend. It also has like 5 different lullaby songs that you can play to the baby. It has a white noise setting, and it also has like a rainforest sound setting with like birds and stuff. So Joel seems to really like that one, and it does help to send him off to sleep. So as long as baby isn't hungry, they should settle pretty well in there, and I use that daily, and Joel absolutely loves it. So I would definitely say, rather than just a bouncer, definitely get some type of swing or rocker, and the Joy one has been so brilliant for us so far, so definitely have a look into that.
So this is the seat off of our swing. So as you can see, he likes to watch the sensory videos on YouTube, so it's really handy for that. Or if we want to go sit out in the garden, I will take him out there in this. Obviously it's getting a bit colder now, but yeah, or if you just want to take it into the bathroom to have a shower or something like that, it is so good that the seat comes off the swing. And then this is what it looks like when it's back on. So Joy do a few different designs of these swings. We've actually turned the bears the other way so he can see them, but they all have like different dangly things on. Hello. So then we always have this on the white noise setting because he seems to like it, and it swings side to side like this, or you can turn the seat round and it swings backwards and forwards. So that's one of the features we loved about this one, instead of the Mummaroo swing, because that one it only just kind of rocks in one motion, whereas this has a few different options. Yeah, and then you've got your music settings. It plays a few different lullabies, white noise setting and rainforest setting as well. So yeah, as I said, this is the Joy 2-in-1 Serena swing, and I do get a lot of questions about this on Instagram. So if you pop it into Google and shop around, because it is different prices on lots of different websites, so definitely try and shop around to find the best price.
And then the other one I would say is a playmat. So when we first had Joel, I thought, oh God, a playmat's been a waste of money, we're not even using it. And you probably won't use it for the first sort of 3 weeks, but then your baby suddenly becomes so much more alert. And then we started putting him down on the playmat during the day. So if I need to go and get something done, or if I just want to eat some lunch, I can put him down on the playmat and I know that he will be entertained, he will have things to look at. Sometimes he's on there for half an hour before he wants any attention, and he's so mesmerised by all these like toys hanging above his head. So the one we've got is from the White Company. I'm not sure if they sell it anymore, but there's so many different playmats out there. So definitely get some sort of playmat, and then it's really good for baby doing tummy time as well, which is what they recommend to strengthen their neck and back muscles for ready for when they're going to sit up. So yeah, some sort of playmat will 100% be a lifesaver for you.
So this is our playmat here. We've gone for the one from the White Company, and then I've just added this like coloured peacock toy onto it as well, just so he's got something more to look at. But yeah, it's got a few different dangly toys on it, and they can come off as well, so we do use this one as a rattle. It's quite padded, so it's really comfy if he did fall asleep on it or something like that. And then I also just lay out this sensory book here, because he likes to look at the pictures, and then it all folds away really compact to save space. So yeah, some sort of playmat like this. I don't think they sell this one on the White Company website anymore. I think it was about 80 or 90 pounds, but if you have a look on Facebook Marketplace, I have seen them on there, and you can probably get them quite a lot cheaper on there, or just, you know, everywhere sells playmats, so there will be a lot of similar ones around.
Then the next thing on my list is the Tommy Tippy room and bath thermometer. So I absolutely love this one because obviously it can be used for the bath because it's waterproof, or it can be used in the nursery or your bedroom as well. So I didn't think this would actually be an essential, but having now been through a summer with a newborn and a heat wave, this was an essential, and also for bath time as well. So he's bathed every other night, and the baby's baths can't be warmer than 37 degrees. So you just chuck this in the bath, it tells you the temperature, and it flashes red if it's too hot, and you can see on the screen if it's too hot anyway. And then obviously in the bedroom, you can find out what temperature the room is, so you know what to dress baby in overnight, and then you're not worried about them overheating or anything like that. So yeah, the Tommy Tippy room and bath thermometer I would highly recommend.
So here's the Tommy Tippy bath and room thermometer. It just comes with a little stand there, so you can just keep it on the windowsill in the nursery. But obviously where he's not in his own room yet, this is just currently in our room, so we can check that he's got the right clothing on at night time. So you just tap it on the side, and then it will just tell you the temperature of the room. It does get quite hot in our house because it's a new build, so it's definitely not that warm outside today. And then if you want to use it in the bath, you just tap it on the side again to activate it, and then literally just chuck it in the bath. Give it a few minutes to do its thing and sort of read the water temperature, and then this light here will flash red if it's too hot. But honestly, these are so handy to have. I don't think they're very expensive. It was actually a gift for my baby shower, but I know that they're not very expensive. So yeah, if you just Google the Tommy Tippy bath and room thermometer, and you should be able to find it online.
And then the last thing on my list is some sort of white noise machine. So this is a bit controversial for me because we didn't actually buy a white noise machine. I always used my phone. So I know that You in the Dream Sheet is meant to be really good because the new one comes back on when baby stirs, and I've heard really good reviews about that one, so maybe have a look into buying that if you actually wanted to buy a proper machine for them. But we didn't actually get one. We thought we would save our money and kind of see what Joel was like and kind of whether he actually needed it. So I ended up just putting YouTube on my phone, and obviously where he's sleeping next to my bed anyway, my phone was always there, so I didn't really miss it. I think if we were still using it when he went into his own nursery, I would probably buy like You in the Dream Sheep or something like that. But for now, he doesn't need it anymore. He sleeps fine without it. But for those first newborn days, my phone was absolutely fine. And there's so many white noise videos on YouTube, and it can save you so much money. So that's just a little tip from me. That worked for us. So if you are on a budget or you just can't be bothered to buy every single thing that's out there, do try the white noise on your YouTube first. And then the things that I would say was slightly more of a waste of time buying, or at least straight away anyway, was, so number one was a baby monitor. So I've only just started needing a baby monitor when he was about 12 weeks old. So he's now 13 weeks tomorrow, as I said. And I didn't really feel the need for a baby monitor before that. Everyone's different, but I promise you, whatever you think you're going to do, you'll probably do something different once they're here. And I always said that I would put him down for naps and things like that, but honestly, when they're newborn, they will usually only settle really well for a long nap on you. So you probably won't be putting them down for naps in their own room or naps upstairs on their own till they are at least 3 months. And even now, I don't really use it that often. So yeah, if you want to save a little bit of money and you've got loads and loads and loads of other baby things to get, I would say a baby monitor is definitely one that you don't need to buy whilst you're pregnant. You can buy it a little bit later when baby's here. Next thing that I would say you could probably save your money on is a sleepy head. So we have actually got the Perflow Nest because it was slightly cheaper than the sleepy head. But for both things, they are still very, very expensive, and it's something that we haven't actually ended up using as much as I thought we would, and he just doesn't settle that well in it. And I know some people rave about them, but for us personally, we haven't found it to be like, you know, like the best product out there. And I think for the price, you could definitely save your money and maybe buy like a cheaper second-hand Moses basket or something like that if you want something downstairs for them to sleep in during the day. But I honestly find the majority of his daytime naps are still on me at the moment because he'll just sleep for longer and I can get stuff done like catch up on messages and things, edit videos and things like that. So yeah, if you're wanting to save a little bit of money, definitely save your money on the sleepy head. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Any questions, just feel free to comment down below, and do hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up, and we will catch you in the next video. Bye!